Rachel Hodnett, and I am a Services Account Executive for SAP. The SAP Sales Academy is an 8-month program really getting you ready for your full field job with SAP. It is a series of presentations and grades, all culminating in the capstone presentation at the end. Going into CJM, I have experienced public speaking and feel comfortable on a stage or a virtual stage, but all of the material was very new to me. So having confidence in my presentation, but also the ability to build that story around it to make it accessible to not only where I understand it, but to where my customers would too. Colin James was so different than what we expected. It was far more useful than what we had experienced. Anything that was remotely similar to the Colin James method, Colin James blew them all away. So we were hesitant based on the amount of time, but it by far was one of the best things we did in the Academy. So from the training, I definitely utilize pavers the most in every presentation I go into, especially like 3 certain areas, being the story, building that story, and then having it transfer to visual aids and not overdoing it with the visual aids. But then also taking it all the way to the auditory aspect, because all of our trainings were done virtually, as was the Academy, but that will need to transfer to the field at some point. And thankfully, CJM was able to cover both aspects, so we're ready to go when the time comes. Since I finished the Sales Academy last year, I have been placed as the lead client partner on one of our strategic customers. Historically, that has been a role filled by someone more tenured. So I really attribute my ability and confidence to go into this role to my time in the Academy, but also that chance to build my brand during my capstone. That was a time where my leadership really got to see how I perform, for lack of a better word, and that confidence and the ability to tell that story, it enabled me to do well, but it also showed them that I was the person for the job. So the training from Colin James really got me to that point to build my brand and take me here. And as a highlight to all of that, I have hit nearly 200% of my quota in my first year. So it has definitely been a strong start. I think that who I would recommend the Colin James method to would be first somebody that was brand new in their career. Before you've built any bad habits, before you have any base that you're trying to stick to, a fresh start, you want to start out on top, right? I would also recommend it probably to that person's manager. You are going into these presentations oftentimes not as the only person, but with leadership, and you do want your leadership to support this. It's a little bit of a different way of presenting and a different style of showing, and sharing knowledge. And so you want your leadership to be behind you in that. And that's the point of the Colin James methods.